Hi, so I am going to show you how to achieve a real natural, glowy, dewy look. I'm going to show you the products that I'm using because they really help me to achieve that look. And if you want to get the same exact one, it'll help you to know what products I'm using, or at least to find similar ones that have the same properties so that you can create the same youthful, natural look. So first, always, I'm going to apply moisturizer, and you should too before you put on your makeup, even before your primer. And we always want to go up with our application. Don't want to help gravity pull our skin down. I always start with my brows. That way, if I make any mistakes or I buff anything out too much, I can just put my foundation over it and it covers it all up. If you have a nice full brow, this will probably be less of a step for you. If you don't and they kind of look like mine, I'm just gonna fill them in real lightly. I'm not gonna use a pomade. I'm going to use a brow wand, which is closer to a pencil. It's gonna give me the most natural look. It'll fill in the brows, but it won't look like heavy makeup. To achieve this look, I use Anastasia Beverly Hills. She's the best for brows, and I am using her brow definer. It has a nice sculpted edge so that we can really get in there and create different parts of the brow all with one wand. Because this is a natural look, I am just following my natural progression of my eyebrow, and I am doing the least amount possible. So that's all I'm gonna do with this brow. I'm gonna fix my little hairs here, but this is enough, I feel, for a natural look. Can't stop. All right, and I'm gonna do the center. I'm turning my brow definer on the side that is the thinnest to create these lines. It's just the perfect edge for me to make these little kind of microbladed brow hairs. And I always go over and I buff them down so I still have separate lines, you can see them. Okay, really natural brows. I'm just gonna add a little bit of gel to keep everything in place. I can't stop. This one's my favorite, the brow definer. I've tried her other pencils. They're really good, but this is the one I'm most comfortable with. So this is the one that I use for the entire process of making my natural fill-in for my brows. Now apply my primer mixed with my concealer, and that is all I'm gonna do to cover all of the redness on my face. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on each section of my face. Was Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Filter. I love the applicator for it, it's so great. The primer I'm going to use is the Wonder Glow. I have a little sample of it. I use way too much. The point is I am using the primer, which has a tint to it, mixed with my concealer to make my all over coverage and keep it really light and really dewy. This is an amazing product. Almost like the amount of this was concealer. So you see there's like, you would never do this much primer. That's because I'm using this primer as a concealer. See, I am luminescent. I am just glittery and and dewy and glowy everywhere. And I've gotten rid of most of my redness. I'm gonna go in and touch up some of the spots that I'd like to cover up a little bit more, but this is the look that I'm going for. I'm gonna use a little bit of this to get underneath of my eyes and some little red spots that I wanna cover up. It's still gonna give me a really natural look. It's a little uncomfortable for me because you never put your hands on a client's face. There was always a barrier, and that's really changed. A lot of these products work best with your fingers. A lot of eyeshadow palettes, the color will be different if you use your finger. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, but that's what you gotta do. Okay. I am going to then apply setting powder. Now, if you have naturally dry skin, you may not need a setting powder. The primer and the liquid concealer might add enough of that moisture that you need to just leave it alone. But for me, where I am oily, I love setting powder just to kind of mattify it because some of this is primer and some of this is Stephanie. Natural look, I still like to do a little bit of contour and highlighting. So I'm going to show you a light application for contour and highlighting. This is to hide my double chin. This is to give me cheekbones. And this is to give me that perfect symmetrical forehead. Use some setting powder because this is a cream-based contour. I'm gonna add a little color to my cheeks. I am using NARS South Beach. Put it right here and up. I'm actually just becoming comfortable with this too because I have a lot of scarring right here. I don't like to add color where the scars are as it tends to make them look red again. So I've kind of gone a little bit up higher than my scars just to give my cheeks some color. If you're not comfortable using your finger, Beauty Blender. To finish my contour and highlighting, I'm going to use a powder highlighter. It's also Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to put those right here on my cheekbones, on my brow bone, and on my nose to give my nose a slender look, as well as my chin to make this pop out a little bit more because I was not born with a chin. I love this brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think it's the perfect highlighting brush for this reason. Watch right here. Look at that. Even though it's fluffy, it's staying right where it needs to be. Back with my brush, which has a little bit of setting powder left on it, and just kind of buff this out a little bit and make it look flawless. I'm gonna add just a little bit of shimmer on my eyes. I really like putting eyeshadow on. So if you don't feel like you need that for your natural look or you're not comfortable with that yet, just skip this step. And I love Charlotte Tilbury. I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Eyes to Mesmerize in Amber Gold. Adding just the right amount of shimmer. I am not a fan of just mascara. I always do strip lashes, but for this we'll do just mascara, so please forgive my poor little baby eyelashes for the way they look. One side has better lashes than the other. Right. Got a little bit of lift. You can see all 10 of my lashes. Okay. I'm not going to do any color underneath. I'm just going to do a little bit of mascara underneath just to keep it really natural and light. Glossed lips. When it comes to really natural look, I do not do lipstick or lip gloss. I really like a lip product. It's kind of like a chapstick. That's what I do for a natural look. Do any lip liner. I'm not going to do anything other than this little chapstick like Everlasting Kiss. I kind of buff out the sides just to get that little like lollipop look, you know what I'm saying? It kind of matches my natural lip color, and that's what I'm really going for when it comes to a natural look. Last but not least, setting spray to keep your look sitting on your face all day. This really leaves you looking super dewy. Since we're going for natural dewy look, we'll do Anastasia Dewy Set. Smells good too. There you go. Now you have a nice, natural looking, refreshed makeup application.